How surprised are you that Rutgers is 17th in the Big Ten in run defense? You'd expect them, I thought at least coming in, they'd be better than that.
Yeah, I just think that what happens is the way that they want to play. Coaches now with dry erase boards and markers that can game plan,
Sure.
they're a little leaky on the back end. And so I think Rutgers tries to overcompensate a little bit, and teams with dry erase boards like, hey, we can run the football. And that's kind of what's happened to them. But up front, I'm just not sure how athletic they are on the back seven.
Yeah.
D-line, really stout. They got to make plays in space, and I think Nebraska will put them to the test.
Sean, have you heard anything about, because you know we always talk about whenever there's a bad call, you have the coaches sending it in. Did you hear anything about what they heard back on some of those calls?
I haven't, and you know, generally, even if you get the response you want to hear, I mean, what does it do at that point?
Right.
I mean, I feel terrible for Virginia Tech. I mean, they had that, you know, you talk about they had the game won,
Yep.
and then the call gets overturned after the call on the field's a touchdown. I mean, I can't imagine. But, you know, Nebraska had something similar this year with Naor, where, you know, they called it a touchdown, and he had what appeared possession for enough time, and they took it away, and they called it a fumble or a change of possession. So it is what it is. But there were 8 first downs, guys, that Nebraska received in that game by a penalty. That was a record for Nebraska in a game.
Do you think it matters who the coach is? Because obviously Bielema and Franklin were losing their mind. P.J. Fleck, unhappy. Bama in Georgia with DeBoer. And they're not happy. Do you think it matters who's barking the loudest?
Yes. I think to an extent.
I mean, it was not a good weekend.
No. I mean, Michael and I were talking about the show. I mean, the offsides ruling on Minnesota's onside kick.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, that was brutal. He was clearly onside. He timed it perfectly, and that's not a reviewable call.
And I get it. Iowa fans are like, hey, fair catch, no fair catch with Minnesota.
Yeah.
But I get it, right?
Who do they need to win that game? I mean, that's what you start looking at, right? The Big Ten, that's why they made that call. Let's change it a little bit, right?
Sure.
They need Michigan to win that game.
Michael Pelini?
Michael Pelini, yes.
And the Big Ten wants 4 playoff spots.
Exactly.
I mean, they don't want just 3. They want to get 4 in there.
Yeah, Michigan needs that win, you know, and that makes people get the conspiracy theory part of it. But if you watch it on tape, it was a bad call.
But it's hard. I mean, I get it. I've never officiated a football game except in Little League, where you just call, you know, offsides and a false start for the majority, right? You know, the egregious stuff. But it's hard because you want to be. These guys get graded. They want to get good grades. They want to be recognized. They want to get opportunities for bowl games and for playoff spots. And sometimes you can try to just do too much and get a little too ticky-tack. It just seems the consistency of it all is just it's not there right now.
There was evidently one ref making a majority of those flags in that game. I did hear that. Like, one of the guys along the sidelines was the referee that threw a good majority of the ones that caused some of the problems. Right.
This question's for you from Brian on Twitter. He says, Brian Buschini's tackle on a ball carry in the second half was textbook, perfect form. Can you get him in? You think you try to put him in there to play?
Hey, that was nice. I mean,
it was nice.
The whole Nebraska sideline was
went
nuts as well. No, that was textbook by the punter. I mean, tell you what, it's not a good
talked
thing.
About all that good weight he put on this year.
He did.
Listen, was that on the punt? That was on a kickoff.
Kickoff.
Yeah, so that was great. But you know, he had 2 touchdown saving tackles on the blocked field goals as well. So
they call him Boom Sheeney.
Yeah,
Lord Boom.
bring the thunder, you know.
This is for you, Damon, because you kind of mentioned this. Why does it seem like Gifford isn't as involved this season?
Yeah, so I've heard this back and forth thing about Giff, and he's this, he's that. And number one, I don't think he feels great, but I still think he's playing at a pretty high level. He's been asked to do some things by Coach Butler that are a little different for him. He's been kind of more of the deep hole guy. When they get in the shell, he's the center fielder. He's playing more of the traditional free, it looks like, defensively, than sometimes he is the rover who's down into the box. But believe me, when they go to like 3 strong and he has to get down into the box, Giff will do Gifford things.
Yeah. This one's for you, Sean. This is Joe's a little negative. After last week's game at Purdue, do you see 2 more wins possibly in the remaining schedule?
What?
I mean,
What?
He says penalty after penalty after penalty. So many mistakes. GBR Joe.
look, they won by 18. They've lost one game in overtime by 7 points to what appears to be a pretty good Illinois team.
Yeah.
You know, the computer rankings, if you want to go off that, have Nebraska winning this game.
Yes.
They have Nebraska winning the game against
UCLA.
Wisconsin and UCLA.
Yeah.
So
7.2
that gets them to
wins.
7. And obviously the Indiana game and the Iowa game are kind of swingish.
Right.
Because they're on the road. And they're going to be dogs at USC and Ohio State. I think we all agree on that. But there's 3 that they should win. There's 2 that are kind of flips, and there's 2 that they're going to be really big dogs.
Last question. They're asking about Nash and Ty leaving. What do you think about the young guys? You feel okay behind them?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously Van Poppel with him redshirting. Yeah, there's plenty of depth. Judy has one more year. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, or is he a senior as well? I can't. I'm blanking.
It's hard. It's hard to figure
Listen,
that out.
the interesting thing
yeah.
about this defense is, as old as they are, they have a chance to be more athletic
Yes. Yep.
next year.
I completely agree with that. Let's go to our burning question. Sean, you're up.
All right, my burning question is special teams. Can Nebraska do the little things that matter on special teams? Because in a game like this, one mistake like that might be the difference.
For me, it's how good is your short-term memory. I hope it's poor. For Nebraska, wash, rinse, get rid of it. It's Rutgers, big game. This is what you want. Forget about what's happened in the past.
Yeah, for me, it's a great setup for the defense. It's Nebraska's run D versus Rutgers run O. A lot of similar stuff that Rutgers runs offensively, Nebraska does as well. So there's some familiarity with that. How do they match up? Almost 240 yards Rutgers has rushed for through the first 4 games. So that matchup right there is going to be key.
My burning question, it kind of talks about what we asked about before in terms of special teams. Can Nebraska make a big play on special teams? Not a field goal, but return a kick, turn the game, steal a possession, because I know that's something that Coach Rule talks a lot about.